Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I have another pick a card reading for you guys. In this pick a card reading is all about our February love predictions. Okay, so if you want to know what your love life is going to look like for the month of February, then you've come to the right channel. So we have 4 piles here to choose from today. We have pile number 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video if you need to meditate on which pile you are being most drawn to. I find that tends to give the best, most accurate readings when we do so. But if you're a little bit more visual and you find that that helps you just as well, then please feel free to go ahead and choose the piles based on the imagery on the Lover Oracle cards, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get started. And also, PSA, I totally apologize if you hear any noises in the background. My boyfriend is snoring. He's really tired. So I do apologize if you can hear him through these thin walls. So we're going to go ahead and get started with pile 1. I'm going to go ahead and move these guys off to the side. Okay. All right, pile 1. So we're going to start off with all of your cards together. You guys have romance, Cupid's arrow strikes. So looks like for group 1, you guys are definitely going to experience some romance. We have flourish. The lotus flower fairy tells you to learn from experience and shed your inner light on any unclear areas of your life or those of others. Okay, beautiful. Next, we have wisdom. Okay, so perhaps we're going to learn something, perhaps about ourselves or our relationship. We have coming together. Okay, so it looks like for some of you guys that are in relationships, you're definitely going to come together, perhaps on a closer level than previously before. We have keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Okay, so this is going to cause you guys, I think, maybe to keep an open mind, perhaps within your relationship. Maybe when you guys trying to see eye to eye, trying to keep an open mind. And then we have your tarot cards. Okay, so I'm going to move this guy back just a little bit. All right. Okay, so you guys have the Judgment in reverse. We have the Eight of Swords and the Death card. So the Judgment card is, to me, talks about a sense of some type of delay, some type of change that's coming about, or maybe that you know that is necessary, but it's not happening right when we need it to. Okay, you have the Eight of Swords, which is kind of funny because this talks about you knowing and recognizing what this change is, but there's a sense of like, I don't really want to. Like, that's what I think of when I see this card. Like, there's like, she's like, nope, I'm good. I'm just going to stay here. I'd rather not really look at, what the outcome is, or rather not know what the outcome is. It's basically like, you're not really ready for this sense of change, if you will. You kind of feel trapped, either unable or unwilling to make the choice. So it's kind of like you're your own worst enemy, so to speak. I feel like you're kind of in your own way of preventing this change. Okay. I feel like you guys know what this change is. You know that this is something that you should be doing, or, would be more beneficial for you. But for some reason, you're kind of in your own way. Okay. Now, the Death card tells me that you're going to get through this, okay? And that this change is a necessary one, okay? Death, whenever the Death card shows up, It's actually a really positive card because it talks about shedding the old and allowing the new to come in. Okay. That you're basically no longer holding on to negativity, holding on to bad habits or things that no longer serve you. You're able to now let that go and start anew. Okay. Now, if you are in a relationship, I feel like this could be something, there's some type of change in your relationship that needs to happen. Whether this means you or your partner needing to um, grow up a little bit, okay? Because there's a sense of immaturity, I think, like with the judgment when it's in reverse. It's like somebody's just not really wanting to maybe grow up or maybe wanting to accept the full responsibility of being an adult, being in an adult relationship, okay? So if that's you or if that's your partner, there is somebody kind of digging their heels in the sand, I feel like a little bit with this. But at the same time, it's like you or they know that you need to make this change. This change is necessary. If you want your relationship to continue, you need to have an open mind and you need to be able to, grow together, right? I think this is definitely a learning curve or a learning experience for the both of you because we have the wisdom card. That to me tells me that this is a learning experience, okay? That whatever this change is, it is necessary because it's meant for you to learn from it and to, I think, grow together. Okay. Because you guys are going to come together from this. You guys are definitely going to be able, I think, strengthen your relationship. You're going to have a stronger bond. Okay. And your relationship is going to flourish. You definitely have to keep an open mind, though, I think, in this regard, because if it's you that's kind of digging your heels into this, you need to be able to hear your partner out and listen to them on why, this change is necessary, or vice versa. Okay, so if this is your partner that needs to keep an open mind, then it's good to have these, talks and these, healthy conversations of, hey, we need to make this change. We need to maybe not spend so much, or maybe we need to like eat out less, or, whatever it may be that's, maybe hindering your relationship just a little bit, that's still kind of keeping it in that, immature stage and you want to kind of take it a little bit further, that sense of maturity, then you need to have this conversation. Okay. I see that you guys are definitely going to succeed in this. That I think for the month of February in the beginning, it's going to be a little bit rocky just because there's somebody kind of like not really wanting to accept the reality, but it's definitely worth you guys talking through and, being able to succeed on the other end, because I definitely see a lot of romance for you guys. I think this is definitely a very loving relationship. It's definitely something that's worth you guys coming together on. And like I said, just learning from it. If anything, I think this is just, a step in the right direction for you guys. If you're single, I know I was kind of focusing primarily on my coupled relationships, but if you're single, I feel like for you, this whole like standing in your own way could be something that you recognize within yourself that perhaps is preventing you from, opening up to others or opening up to the idea of dating. Okay. I like the fact that we have the keep an open mind card because I feel like that can definitely go either way, whether you're in a relationship or single. Because I think it's reminding you that like you need to like get out of your own head. The Eight of Swords energy is all about her kind of just being in her own mindset and just her kind of thinking negatively that it's just not going to work out, or, it's like you're creating your own misery, so to speak, because you're just kind of so in your own thoughts. So if you let that go and you shed all of that and you're able to start anew and have this new mindset, then you will be able to, I think, allow love to come in a positive way that hadn't, necessarily before. So this is definitely something I think you guys need to kind of keep in mind moving forward if you are single. Okay, so it definitely looks like it's a possibility for you to meet somebody. I suspect that most, if not all of you, will experience some type of romance for the month of February, okay? But it's definitely a learning curve. It's definitely something that you need to learn and grow from. All right. So, group one, I hope that resonated with you. I hope that made sense. Please let me know down in the comment section below if it did. I would love to hear how it did, if it did. And yeah, if you like this message, please go ahead and give it a like. Subscribe if you are not already. And we are going to go ahead and move on to the next pile. All right, so group two, we're going to go ahead and get started. We have 2 oracle cards here for you guys. So the first one is, deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. Okay, so this could be calling upon your intuition, to trust your intuition. Let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. Love that. So yeah, there's definitely possibly some give and take going on here, you know, allow their time for it to be close, still giving each other enough time for some space. All right. Let's look at what else we got. We've got purity. Always trust in the purity of your heart. Look inside your heart, and within it, you will find the answer to your question. Okay, so yeah, another validation that you guys need to trust your heart, your intuition. Something's going on. We've got extremes. So there could be some sort of extreme situation that comes up. Resilience. Okay, so I think possibly with this situation, it's going to teach us to be resilient. All right, let's see what else we got. Joy and stability. Okay, so we've got some joy and stability going on for some of us for this month. And let's see, your romance oracle card. We've got getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Okay, so it looks like you guys are going to be perhaps getting to know one another a little bit more. There seems like a lot of new energy going on here. So perhaps a lot of you guys could be entering into a new relationship. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards. All right, so group 2. So it looks like we've got definitely some situations going on here. So we have the 6 of Swords, we have the 3 of Cups, the 6 of Pentacles, and the Temperance card. So let's start with the 6 of Wands. So the 6 of Wands is all about a state of harmony, meaning that things seem to be, you know, in a good place. It seems that you've been possibly moving on from the past, putting things behind you. You're ready to move forward and no longer allow anything to hold you back. Okay. And I love that. I love the fact that you know, is the message that comes through, because oftentimes, you know, we tend to allow the past to kind of hold us back and kind of be that negative voice in the back of our head, which is why oftentimes so many people tend to not take risks or take chances when it comes, you know, to love or to relationships, because they're afraid of getting hurt, or they're afraid of putting themselves in the same situation that they were once in. Okay. But it seems like for most of you guys that you are at a good place. Perhaps you have gone through some sort of extreme situation, whether recently or in your past, that has kind of caused you to be a little bit more resilient. Okay. And that could be very, very true, because, you know, with the extreme card, that to me tells me things were pretty rough. Things, were either really hot or really cold. There really wasn't a middle ground. And this sense of resilience tells me that you stayed resilient through it all, through the good times, through the bad. You still held your own. You still tried to make it work, or you still tried to work through it. Okay. And I feel like with the Six of Swords energy coming through, this is just validation that you've been through enough, and now is the time to be happy. Now is the time to just live life. Okay. You have the Three of Cups, which talks about celebration. And I think in a way, it's a small little celebration to celebrate the fact that you're no longer in this negative, aspect, or you're no longer allowing that situation to hold you back, right? You have the Six of Pentacles there, which again talks about harmony, which talks about balance. Okay. If you notice here, the imagery, he's holding a scale right there, and it's very balanced. Okay. So that to me just signifies that you are in kind of like that very balanced state of mind. Okay. That you've let things go, that you're very content, things are good. Now, does it mean, things are rainbows and butterflies all the time? No, not necessarily. But I think, like I said, things just feel good. All right. You're in a good place right now. The Temperance card tells me that you've put in a lot of time. You've been very patient. And again, you've got that resilience card, which again validates to me a lot of patience. You have a lot of patience. And I think at this point in time, you have put in the work, you put in the effort, and now is the time to kind of just enjoy yourself, enjoy your relationship. If you are in a relationship, I feel like for most of you guys, there is a lot of new beginnings. So what I mean by that is, if you are one of the people that have gone through a lot with this situation here, I feel like you could have possibly met somebody, or you're going to meet somebody in February. And it's definitely going to feel pure. It's going to feel exciting. You've got this getting to know each other card, which is all about, you trying to get to know this person, right? And I think that's, a beautiful thing to have here, because it's just telling you that you're in such a good place that you deserve to be able to share that with others. Okay. The oracle cards that came through, saying, let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. I think this is just a beautiful reminder of what you deserve. Okay. So if this does resonate with you, in the sense that perhaps you were in a previous relationship where it was really hot and cold, knowing that, you shouldn't ever feel claimed, or that, no one has the right to ever, make you feel that way. I think this is just a really good reminder in that, love allows and gives. There's give and take here. Okay. Again, with the Six of Pentacles, that's that give and take energy. Okay. So I love how these connections are kind of just coming through here. And then you have the deep in your heart. You already know the answer. Do what feels right. So yes, do what feels right for you. I think you guys are in such a good place now that you're able to recognize those things, and you can do just that. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it there, because I think that was just a good way to kind of wrap that up. Group 2, please let me know if that's resonated with you. I apologize if I didn't necessarily focus on just single or relationship. I kind of just did my best to encompass both. But I would love to hear how this resonated. If it did, please let me know if you were any of this energy. I mean, I would love to know if, you have gone through that, and just to know that you're in a good place now, I think is just awesome to see. You definitely have much to celebrate. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, please let me know down in the comment section below. I'm going to go ahead and quickly try and move these guys off to the side. It's always a hassle with this kind of table, so I do apologize. All right. Okay. So we've got group 3. All right. So group 3, this is your reading. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and read off all of your messages, and then we will go through everything together. So you guys have passion. A magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at present. Enjoy it. All right. So you guys are going to experience some passion. We have ask for help. Angels are celestial beings who protect everyone, and the fairies say now is the time for you to ask for angelic assistance. Okay, so for this month, you might want to ask for help on certain things. We'll see what that means. Find balance. Okay, so maybe you need to ask for help to help you find balance. Third eye chakra, so trusting your intuition. Okay, third eye chakra is all about our intuition. We have abundance. So it looks like for some of you guys, you'll definitely be experiencing some type of abundance here for the month of February. We have passion again. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. So you guys got a lot of passion for the month of February. Very nice. All right, and let's take a look at your tarot cards. All right. Interesting. So we've got Wheel of Fortune, Page of Wands, 5 of Wands, and the Devil. Huh. Okay. So, group 3. So it looks like we have some things set in motion here. Okay. So the Wheel of Fortune is all about some type of sudden change that has come about. It could have possibly came about unexpectedly, okay? But it doesn't necessarily mean anything bad. If anything, the Wheel of Fortune is actually kind of like a good sign. It may not have felt right at the beginning, or good at the beginning just because it was just so sudden, possibly. But this is something to kind of take into consideration as, it was something that perhaps you didn't expect, but just knowing that, you kind of going, with the flow of things, this is just basically a sign of good fortune, good things coming your way. So whatever has come about, whether you have met someone suddenly, or which, for a lot of you, that could definitely be the case because we've got a lot of passion here. So perhaps you just suddenly met someone you weren't expecting. It could have been like a young hot stud because we've got the Page of Wands here. The Page of Wands usually indicates like a young person, but they bring good fortune, good news. So again, you've got the Wheel of Fortune, good news. You get the Page of Wands offering good news. So we've definitely got some newness and excitement here. Okay, so there's a lot of excitement going on. Then we've got the 5 of Wands and the Devil in reverse. Now, for some of you guys, and I think this is where the finding balance and the asking for help is coming into play. Okay, now the 5 of Wands and the Devil card are indicating that there is a possible challenge to adapt. And I feel like for some of you guys, excuse me. Oh my goodness, sorry. I couldn't tell if I was going to sneeze. Okay. I feel like for some of you guys, this is basically a challenge within yourself because you have the Devil right next to it, which also to me signifies, inner turmoil. there's something going on within you guys and within your own mindset that you feel almost incapable of getting out of. The Devil card in reverse to me talks about um, you feeling like there's just no real way of uh, getting out of the situation. You kind of feel trapped. Um, but realistically, it's kind of like you being, I don't want to say being the problem, but kind of being in your own way. Okay. So I think you have to kind of really examine and look at, what it is that you feel restricted by, or what you feel like is actually trapping you, so to speak. Um, and just kind of be able to regain this sense of balance. I think you have to kind of trust your intuition on this. Now, if this is, due to a relationship, in the sense where you feel trapped in this situation, this just isn't, what you thought it was, um, you can get out. You don't have to stay in there. But I feel like more so this doesn't really reflect that. If anything, I feel like this is just more so you going through your own emotions, whether that's, depression, or some type of lack of faith within yourself. Okay. You just are completely out of balance, I feel, because we've got the two cards here in reverse and the two cards in the upright position. That to me tells me there's no real balance here. Okay. I think for you guys, you really need to be able to figure out what it is that's getting in your own way, or why you're getting in your own way. And once you're able to clear that, then you'll be able to, I think a little bit more clearly. You'll be able to, if you're looking for love, you'll be able to find it, and you'll be able to, reap the benefits of this Wheel of Fortune card. Okay. So I feel like this is kind of split, because we've definitely got some people that are right here on the right path, that seem like there's a lot of abundance coming their way. They've got passion over here. Okay. But then we've got others that are over here that need some assistance. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with asking for assistance. Not at all. Okay. There's nothing wrong with having to restore your balance. That's normal. We're human. There's going to be days in which we feel out of whack. Okay. So if that is you, then, take care. Self-care is so important. Okay. I think it is probably one of the most important things, for anybody, whether you're single or in a relationship. You need to take care of yourself first. Okay. The third eye chakra coming into play is all about you working on your intuition and trusting your intuition. So if you feel like what the underlying reason is, trust that that's what it is. Okay. If you feel like, like, oh, I wonder if she's talking about this, or I wonder if the cards mean this. Yes, trust your intuition that that's exactly what they mean. Okay. And once you recognize it, then you can figure out how you can turn this around and how you can address the situation. Okay. For the better. All right. This isn't permanent. This isn't forever. Know that, you are fully capable of getting in control of this, getting ahead of this, and allowing this to turn around to where you can also, have good luck on your side and bring in that good fortune for yourself. Okay. So, I hope that resonated with you guys. I apologize if this kind of seemed a little all over the place. But like I said, it definitely seemed like we had two different distinctive messages here, for different people. So, for some of you guys, definitely looks like we've got a lot of passion going through. Definitely seems like you've got some good fortune coming your way, whether that means within your relationship you are currently in, things are just going to spice up a bit. Or if you are single and you're looking for a relationship, it definitely seems like there's a possibility of you, finding just that. Okay. But then also too, we have others here that need to just kind of work on themselves first before they can enjoy the passion that is to come. Okay. So I hope that resonated with you guys. Please let me know down in the comment section down below. If it did, or if anything really stuck out to you, maybe that I didn't necessarily go over in too much detail, please let me know. I would love to hear your guys' input, your comments. And we are going to go ahead and go over our last, but certainly not least group with pile 4. All right, so group 4. We are going to go over your guys' messages together, and we are going to start with your oracle card. So you guys have 2. The first one is embrace. Through each other, you find the missing pieces. Well, I love that. So in the month of February, perhaps you're going to be embracing with your loved one. Next, we have, you may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there is always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. Interesting. Okay. So there could be some situation going on here for some of us. Let's see what else we got. Temptation. Are you in denial about an unhealthy habit, perhaps one that makes you feel guilty? This varies as you have the power to overcome temptation, whatever its guise. Interesting. So I wonder if that's what this is talking about. We'll see. We have stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Okay, so we've got some positivity here. Let's see what else. Master. Okay. Boundaries. So maybe we need to set some boundaries. Okay, and let's look at your tarot cards. We have the Queen of Cups, the High Priestess, 10 of Pentacles, and 9 of Wands. Okay. All right. So, right off the bat with the 9 of Cups, or sorry, not 9 of Cups, Queen of Cups. Whew, I'm already getting tired, guys. With the Queen of Cups. So, I do want to address, because we have a hierarchy card here, this could be, if you guys are into your zodiac signs, this could be dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Okay, that's typically what's associated with the Queen of Cups. So either you could be either of those 3, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or perhaps the person that you are interested in is. So be on the lookout for that. When the Queen is reversed, it can indicate that a love relationship has gone sour possibly, or that someone is having trouble expressing their emotions. Okay. Yeah, because I see the temptation card here, and because we've got this turmoil card, we've got boundaries, we've got master here. I feel like for some of you guys, there's definitely a situation going on. Okay. This can also talk about somebody who's not necessarily being honest. Okay. It's, a sign of just being cautious of, kind of like whom you confide in, who you share your emotional feelings with, all of that. Yeah, I don't know. With the Queen of Cups in reverse, it's always kind of scary just because it's one of those things where there can be some issues in regards to a love life. But it doesn't have to necessarily be as, bad as it, can seem. Because again, this can just indicate that, someone's just having trouble expressing their emotions. So they're just having a really hard time, expressing that, which can be normal. A lot of people honestly have a hard time expressing their emotions in general anyway. So again, just take what resonates if that makes sense to you. But if this does refer to a possible relationship going sour, then, that's what this can indicate. Okay. And I think that because we have the temptation there, is this temptation, you know, because of others, possibly being involved? Is this temptation in the sense that the thought of possibly moving on or being with somebody else, is that something that's coming about? Again, just take what resonates. um you know because we have this card here that says you may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there's a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. So if this does happen to end negatively, perhaps there is an underlying blessing in knowing that perhaps you dodged a bullet, or that this was just a relationship that didn't need to go any further, because the fact that this person wasn't as honest or open with you as they should have been. Okay, so again, take what resonates. This may not be everybody's message, but that is definitely something that is coming through. Okay. The High Priestess. So the High Priestess is all about, being a little bit more aware with your higher self, and basically being a little bit more in tune, I would say, with you, with your surroundings, and just basically listening to that inner voice or that intuition. Okay. It's all about kind of like that spiritual awareness, if you will. So this is a very, spiritual card in that sense, but it also can, like I said, just really resonate with you and who you are and your inner voice, your intuition. I think you need to trust that. I think you need to open that and listen to it, because if this does resonate with you, with this possible relationship going sour, you need to really tap into your intuition and trust your gut instinct on what you feel is really going on. Okay. If there is temptation, if there are boundaries that need to be set, things like that. Those are things that need to be thought of when this comes through. So kind of keep that in mind, as, we continue, with the reading. Okay. So we have the 10 of Pentacles and the 9 of Wands. Now, the 9 of Wands, what I love about this is it does talk about, you moving forward, in a positive way, and that, all of your relationships are developing positively, and that there's a sense of purpose in your direction. So, to me, I feel like for some of you guys, if this does, this doesn't necessarily have to mean like cheating. I know I've kind of tiptoed around it, but, if this does more so just mean like your partner or you are having a difficult time expressing how you truly feel about one another, I think, by having the 10 of Pentacles here and the 9 of Wands, this is just telling you that you guys just need to be able to open up to one another a little bit more, embrace one another, and open up your hearts a little bit more, because once you do, you'll feel so much more secure, and you'll just feel like, oh my gosh, why didn't we do this sooner? And you'll feel like everything had paid off, all of that, everything that you've bottled inside, you'll finally be able to get it out into the forefront. So the 9 of Wands does talk about, progression in relationships. The 10 of Pentacles is such a beautiful card, because this talks about, a sense of you kind of emphasizing your home, your family, your family life, there's a sense of security, right? And I feel like when it comes to relationships or love, because this is a love reading, I feel like there's a sense of security here. So once you're able to open up to your partner, and, I think if you guys are able to get through, this, um, sense of miscommunication, because I feel like for some of you guys, there's just, that sense of not being able to truly express how you feel about one another. Once you get past that, I think it's going to allow you to feel more secure in your relationship, because then you'll really know this is how my partner really feels about me. Now I feel like we're on the same path, or we're both equally feeling the same things like that. Okay. You have the MasterCard and you have boundaries, which to me are very interesting. Okay. And the reason why I say that is because the MasterCard talks about you being able to master that sense of fear and doubt that we sometimes have over our own heart, right? Over our feelings, right? So this, sense of fear prevents a relationship from, manifesting, from progressing. And if you allow that to keep you from, expressing how you truly feel, or if your partner does, well, then you're going to be in this constant state of confusion, right? And that could lead to possible temptation, because if they don't know how you feel, or if you don't know how they feel, that could make you think, okay, well, maybe they're not as serious as I am, or vice versa. Okay. So I feel like there's definitely some miscommunication here going on due to certain fears, and due to not being able to fully communicate how it is that you feel or how they feel. Okay. So it's definitely something that I think needs to be addressed, sooner rather than later, for sure. Okay. And I think by setting these boundaries in, basically teaching, your partner, how to treat you, how you want to be treated, these things are conversations that need to be talked about early on in the relationship. So that way, clear boundaries are set, like, hey, no, we're committed, or, we're serious. We're no longer just dating, we're official, things like that. So then that way that lessens the likelihood of temptation, that lessens the likelihood of, continued dating. Like, perfect example, like if you just met someone, obviously nothing's serious, nothing's set in stone, you guys aren't official, so technically you can still date, and so could your guy that you're interested in, or girl that you're interested in, whomever, right? Until it's been some time where you guys have been dating a minute, and you feel like you're starting to have feelings for this person. Only then would you obviously have the conversation and be like, hey, this is how I'm feeling, how are you feeling? And then you guys can decide, do you want to make this official, or you lock it in, and I'm not going to see anybody if you don't see anybody, that kind of a thing. Only then I think you can set those clear boundaries. Okay. But I think because we have this Queen of Cups here, with this energy, having, difficulty expressing how they feel or their emotions, I think that's why there's just this sort of state of confusion, if you will, about how you should really go about this. Again, so kind of keep in mind, if you are a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or, if they are, I think that could definitely be an indicator as to why this could be a little difficult for him or her to maybe fully express. Okay. So I definitely think you need to have this conversation with this person. Again, stay optimistic. Oops, I totally dropped your card. Sorry. Again, stay optimistic as to how you feel about this situation, because I think that's really going to be the only thing that gets you through. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to pick it up. You know, and it just says positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So yeah, I think the more positive you stay about this, the more likely it will, um, you know, turn out in your favor, especially if you really want this relationship to flourish, or if you really want to take this to the next step with this person. I think that's something that you should be able to talk to them about. Okay, so I hope this resonated with you guys. Please let me know down in the comment section below if this did. I would love to hear your guys' input. If you guys like the video, go ahead and like and subscribe. And my goal is to hopefully get this channel to grow a little bit more. I know we've already gotten a few more subscribers. So if you guys have recently subscribed, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I honestly, truly appreciate it. You guys have no idea. But yeah, hopefully this resonated with you guys. If it did, like I said, let me know in the comment section down below. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.